Yeah, good day everyone. My name is DRWilson, and in this video, I'm going to teach you the things you need to get done before you come to Vietnam to look for a teaching job. But first and foremost, let's look at the requirement for work permit here in Vietnam. When you come to this website, vietnam-immigration.org.vn, it gives you an overview of the requirement for work permits here in Vietnam. So if you read this list, you look or you see the overview of the requirements needed here. You will need the work permit form. Obviously, you would have to fill a form in order to get the work permit. A health check. For the health check, it is advisable to come and do it here in Vietnam because normally the hospitals that are recommended here to do the health checks for work permits, they do extensive health check. They check almost every part of your health, your body. So it's important to come and do it here. The criminal records, you do it in your home country, and I'll talk more about that. And then your degree certificate, I'll talk more on that too. And then your work experience confirmation. For this, you don't really need it when you are coming to teach, so I'll talk more about that later. Obviously, you need a passport, and then approval document. From this one, you need it from your employer, and then employer certificates, that one is from your employer, and then your 2 passport size photograph. You can easily get this. But let me look at the actual things that you need to get a work permit for a teaching job here in Vietnam. When I got to my school, these are the lists. This is the list they gave me to get prepared. You can see that they've marked 2 things already. I did these things before I came to Vietnam, but if you need to apply work permits for a teaching job here in Vietnam, these are the things that you need to prepare. These are the documents that you need to prepare. One is your original copy of your passport, and then 2, temporary residence certification in Hanoi. Hanoi is actually the city in which I am living. So if you live in a different city, you need a TRC from that particular city. And with this, you can easily get it with the help of your landlord. Your landlord can easily help you to get this thing within a week or even less. So that you need to come here before you get the TRC. And then 2, police check or a criminal check. You need to do this in your home country. You need to do this in your home country. If you are in Ghana, if you want to do a police check, you go to the police headquarters at police headquarters in Accra, and then you tell them you want to do a police check. They will do it for you. This is how the police check looks like, and this police check is valid for 6 months. So please take notes. It is valid for only 6 months. If you bring it to Vietnam and the period of validity has passed, it will not be used, or you can't use it to apply for work permit. So please take notes. The police check, that's just about it, but I'll talk more on that too later. And then original copy of your certificates, I'll talk about that too later. And then the health check, like I said earlier, you need to come here in Vietnam and then you do it. You can see in this list they've recommended certain hospitals here. I did mine in the first hospital, E hospital. They really did a very good job. So that is it for the health check. You come here and then do it, and then you prepare 4 passport size photographs or 4 portrait photographs. When you come here, you can take it. It can easily be done. And then this 5-year or 5-year experience certification education. You don't really need this. You don't really need this because you can get a certificate to cover for that. You don't really need it. Like I said, I will explain later. And then previous work permit. That is, if you've lived in Vietnam and you've had a work permit before, you would have to show that work permit in order to apply for another work permit. So that's just for your information. And then obviously the form that you need to fill. Basically, these are the things that you really need to prepare before you come to Vietnam. These are the things that you really need to prepare. The relevant certificates. One is your degree certificate. Your degree certificate, it can be higher, it can be a higher degree, it can be a postgraduate diploma, It can be a postgraduate certificate, it can be a master's degree, it can be a PhD degree, but the minimum should be a degree certificate. And then 2, another certificate we call the TEFL or TESOL certificate. I know most of you watching this video do not know what the TEFL or TESOL certificate. This certificate is actually what we call TESOL. TEFL stands for Teaching of English as a Foreign Language, and then TESOL stands for Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. You need a certificate to, you need this TEFL or TESOL certificate in order to get work permit in Vietnam. This is my TESOL certificate. I did it with one institution in UK. So as you can see on the screen, and they've written certificate in teaching English as a foreign language or teaching English to speakers of other languages. So this is to certify that blah 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 blah. And then take note, you can see the number of hours on my certificate is 150 hours. The minimum you need on a TEFL certificate is 120 hours. So please take note, if you are doing a TEFL course, make sure you have at least 120 hours on your certificate in order to qualify for work permit. So please take note. And then third one, your police criminal check or police check. That's what I showed you. These are the relevant certificates that you need to get, these 3 certificates. But after getting these certificates, it is not over. You need to do certain things in your home country before you come to Vietnam. So these are the things you need to do. First one is authentication. Authentication of the certificates. If you are in Ghana, if you want to authenticate your certificate, you need to take it to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They will authenticate it for you. If I say authentication, you need an introductory letter from this authority, that's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, introducing you and your certificate, telling the potential employer that this certificate you are providing, it's not fake. So that is it with the authentication. If they authenticate your certificate, you get something like this. As you can see on the screen, this is Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They are introducing me. You can see my name boldly written here and the date they are authenticating. And when they authenticate your certificate, this seal, that is if you are coming from Ghana, this red seal will be part of the authentication. This is one of the things needed for work permit here in Vietnam. So please make sure you authenticate your certificate. After the authentication, you are not done yet. You go to the nearest Vietnamese embassy and then you do what we call the notarization. You do what we call the notarization of the certificate. There's no Vietnamese embassy here in Ghana. The nearest one is in Nigeria. So you send your document, your authenticated certificates over there for it to be notarized. So please take note, your authenticated certificates over there for it to be notarized. And then please make sure that the name that you have in your passport should be the same name that you have on your degree certificate or higher degree certificate. That should be the same name on your TEFL or TESOL certificate. That should be the same name on your police check. If there is a difference in the name, you need to get a document that's like an affidavit from a law court showing that it is your name, but that's not exactly what you find on the certificate. And when you do that affidavit too, you need to authenticate it and then notarize it. So please take note, you need to authenticate that affidavit and then notarize it too. So these are the things that you really need to prepare before you come to Vietnam. This actually works for everybody, not only people coming from Ghana or non-natives. It works for everybody, even natives. Before you get a work permit here, you need to authenticate your certificate and then you need to notarize it in the Vietnamese embassy in your home country or the nearest one to your home country. If you bring it here without the authentication and notarization, or even without the authentication, you'll be asked to send it back to your home country for authentication and then notarization. So please take note. There's this colleague of mine who is coming from Trinidad and Tobago. He didn't authenticate his certificate, so he has been asked to send his certificate back for authentication and then notarization. So please take note. Basically, these are the most important things that you need to do in your home country before you come to Vietnam to work as a teacher. The other stuff you can pretty much get it when you get to Vietnam. If you are in Ghana and you need assistance with authentication and then notarization, or if you want to do a TEFL or a TESOL certificate, you can kindly inbox me on Facebook. On Facebook, my name is DRWilson. This is my Facebook page. When you come to the Facebook page, you will see this cover video. This man is just talking about me. You can click play and then you can hear him talking about me. So that is my Facebook page, DRWilson. I have a little over 2,000 followers. I have 2,666 followers as at the time of recording this video. Or my Facebook profile, the name is still the same, DRWilson. You can send me a message and I'll respond accordingly. Or you can follow me on Instagram. The name is the same, DRWilson, but the handle is Wanachabu. The same as Twitter too. Name is DRWilson. Handle is Wanachabu. You can follow me, send me a message, and then I'll respond. For faster response, you can send me a WhatsApp message on +233 +233 You can send me a WhatsApp message on this number and I will give you a quick response. Like I said, if you are in Ghana and you need assistance in authenticating your certificate and notarizing it, or getting a TEFL certificate, kindly get in touch and I'll be of help to you. Thank you very much for your time. Please do well to follow me on Facebook and then on Instagram, and then subscribe to my YouTube channel. The name is the same, DRWilson. Subscribe to my YouTube channel so that whenever I upload any video, you'll be able to see it, and then you do as you need to do. That's following the video. There are videos that I'll be doing after this one. I'll be talking about the reasons why I came here to come and teach. I'll be talking about living conditions here. I'll be talking about rent, how to move around here in Vietnam. I'll be talking about security. There are a whole lot of things that I'll talk about with relation to teaching here in Vietnam. Thank you very much once again for watching this video. You can always reach me on WhatsApp and I'll try as much as possible to be of help. Have a nice day.